Hey, Brian and Rachel Goulet of the Goulet Pen Company here, and this is the personal message for our newsletter for September 4th of 2013. We've had a pretty busy last week, especially because we had Labor Day, so that was a male holiday. We weren't able to ship anything out. We had the day off. But before that, on Friday, we had the release of the Midori Star Edition, which is a notebook that's been waiting for since April, pretty much.
Yeah, it's been very popular. We didn't sell out right away, so we do have more. We were fortunate to stock up on a good supply. So it is limited, though, so I don't know how long it's going to last. So if you have your eye on it, go ahead and pick one up.
Yeah.
So then we had that on Friday. Then we went into the long weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So we're still catching up from orders from both the release and the long weekend.
Well, and then we had Ink Drop going out too.
That too.
Because of the long holiday, Ink Drop, we usually send it out the first of the month, but whenever it falls on a weekend, we always have to delay it. And then with the mail holiday on Monday, we had to delay it until yesterday on Tuesday. So we had a big release with a 3-day weekend and then Ink Drop going out. So we've been pretty busy. Our team has really been working
catch
hard.
Up. We'll catch up by the end of the week. If your order is urgent and hasn't gone out yet, just shoot us an email to orders@gouletpens.com and we'll bump it up to the top of the list.
That's right.
But speaking of Ink Drop, the theme this month is Cool Down. And I chose some colors that reminded me of, fall clothes and just the cooler colors that you see as we transition to the cooler months.
Yep.
So we'll do the reveal probably over the weekend. Just give a couple extra days for everyone to get their packages and be surprised.
Yeah. We've also got some new Sheaffer 100s that just came in. They've got kind of a cool silk screen pattern. The girls. The consensus around the office is that the girls love it and the guys think it's very girly. So, I think
not to say if you're a guy you can't like it, but for the girls, I think the Sheaffer 100 historically has been a little more masculine, I guess, in the pattern. So this is kind of nice to see some more interesting colors.
But it is a thinner pen, so it's actually a comfortable pen
it's
for
very
smaller hands.
A lot of us use them regularly.
Yeah, so I'm interested to see how those do. We've also had we've been waiting for some other things. The Delta Fusion 82 and the Serena. We're still waiting on those.
They're coming later in the month. My guess would be mid to late September for those. I don't have an exact date yet, but I'm guessing later this month. The Pilot, the Justice 95, the Stargazer, we're still waiting on. I have an email out this morning waiting to get a date for those. So I'm guessing soon in the next week or two. I know, it's like everything.
We keep saying that, but
it's we're filling you in as much as we know.
Same thing goes for the Monteverde Nighthawks. We're still waiting for more of those.
They've been produced. They're made. We're just waiting on all the shipments to get boxed up and everything to get to us.
Yep.
And then we haven't talked about this before. It's not on our site yet, but Diamine is coming out with a new color called Salamander. That will be coming out in the U.S. in late September. So it was originally supposed to come out August, got delayed. That's just how it goes in this industry.
It's a green color. You can
it's
look
like
at
a brown, a brown and green.
Brown and green. You can look at it at Diamine's site. They have a swab.
FPN, there's a ton of reviews up on there by some folks who got their hands on it early. So
there you go.
You can check it out there.
We've also been doing Goulet Q&A. We've been doing that for a couple of weeks now. We're going to be doing our third one this coming Friday. It's kind of good. I'm starting to get a rhythm for it. I was a little shorter on this last one than I was on the first one, and that seems to be good, some good feedback. The only problem is with it being shorter, I can't do as many questions and answers, so I'm having to leave a lot of people out. So if you do have a question and you think it's really good, keep submitting it, and I'll kind of keep a backlog too. That way if I find that it's more relevant for one week or another, I might save it. But what I'm going to do in the future is I'm going to save up and do kind of a theme for each of the questions.
That's a good idea.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to solicit your ideas right now. Shoot an email to brian@gouletpens.com if you have ideas for themes for future Q&As that I can do. That would be a good thing. I can kind of keep them
Things
a little more focused.
Paper or ink or converters or cleaning.
Your first fountain pen or fountain pens for students or inks for the work environment. I don't know, whatever topics you might find relevant. So. And then also we've been pretty busy. We've been expanding here at the Goulet Pen Company pretty much ever since we started. But
it's like, let's take it back 2 years. October 2 years ago, we moved out of our house into further down in the building. It was like a 3,000 square foot space. We were there.
Coming out of our garage was about 500 square feet. So we thought this is so much space.
Oh, we're never going to outgrow it. And not long after that,
about 6 months.
6 months. I think we were there for 6 months. We got the opportunity to switch with another tenant who wanted to downsize, so we moved to this space that we're in now. It's a 6,000 square foot space. But then we had the opportunity to connect to the space next door when those tenants moved out. So we got an additional 3,000 square feet. And that was February of this year. Well, last month, the space next door, which was our old space, our original space, the tenants moved out. They gave us, right of first refusal and said, hey, do you want it? We're like, yeah, okay.
We're like, well, we don't really need it yet, but
we will.
We have a multi-year lease and we're going to be here for a while.
But like even a month in, now it's been a month, like we're using it. That's where we've put our fitness center. We are in the process of rearranging our warehouse to accommodate the growth for the holiday season and beyond, just making sure we can increase our capacity, getting some more folks on board so that we can keep your orders going out the door in the time that you expect them to.
That's right.
So now we have a total of 12,000 square feet. We take up half the building.
It's crazy.
A lot of doorways and stuff connecting all the different rooms. It's really cool, but it's really weird to be back in our old space where we started. And I mean, always good to have more bathrooms and,
Yes.
another kitchen and stuff.
Yes.
We are a growing bunch.
Yeah, and that's kind of where we're focused. We're not, addicted to growth or anything like that, or doing it just for the sake of growing, but we're doing it because, we want to continue to share everything that we have with as many people as possible. And we got to focus on driving more towards engaging in social media to the places we already are, expanding in that area. Just getting more people into our company who really love and value, what we do and serving you. So that's kind of where we're headed in the next several years. We're going to keep on doing that. So we're just trying to grow a little bit, prepare a little bit ahead of the growth, I guess, with our space.
Absolutely.
So got a lot going on here, a lot of infrastructure things that we're dealing with.
IT, new wireless networks and, fun stuff like that.
I just got a file server, so I'm in the process of setting that up. It's a total blast.
Woo-woo! So fun. But anyway, we're not going to bore you with all the boring behind-the-scenes stuff that we have to do. I mean,
it's not all boring. I mean, it's kind of exciting stuff, but...
I mean, not wireless I mean, maybe to you, some of you might like wireless networking. To me, it's not my passion.
Yeah.
But you got to get the job done.
Being a small business, we wear a lot of hats. We do a lot of things. But anyway, so that gives you a little bit of insight to what we got going on. So if you got any questions, you can always email orders@gouletpens.com or just kind of comment on this video on YouTube.
And thanks again for your patience, as we get caught up. We really appreciate it. We're doing our best.
Yep. So that's it for now. Have a wonderful week, and we'll talk to you next week. Right on.